Hello everyone, Ben Emerson here. Today we are taking a little dive into the 3D world. Now this is one of my favorite topics. I've got my K-motion system fired up and ready to go. I'm going to hit some shots with it and we're going to collect a little bit of data to show you what starts the downswing. What are the first segments that move in what we call the transition sequence. I'm going to show you how you can generate some power, how you can hit it further, and how you can stop coming over the top, doing all these horrible swing characteristics that we see, and enjoy some good golf. Coming up in today's video. So this is a question that I get asked a lot, is what starts the downswing? So if we were to take, I've got my 3D system on and we're measuring four parts of the body, right? We've got our lower body, our pelvis, we've got our upper body, our thorax, we've got our lead arm, and then we've got finally the hands and then the club. When we see the best players in the world, when they get to the very top of the swing, before that club even changes direction, the first thing that moves is our lower body. That's the power source in the golf swing, followed by our upper body, then the lead arm, and then the club. In that order, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Pelvis, thorax, lead arm, club. When we see higher handicappers, something very different happens, and we measure on 3D all the time. We see all sorts of sequences kind of happen, all sorts of transition sequences take place. And you can imagine, right, if I get to the top of the swing and say that we get this casting motion, we get the hands move first, or we get this pulling down motion with the arm, or we get this dreaded kind of over the top move where the upper body starts first. I see all sorts of sequences. What I want to see is the first thing can move is the lower body. It's the strongest muscles that we've got, and it's the power source, and it's the initial starting point of the swing. So like I say, when we take the club to the top, just before it actually gets to the top, we get this change of direction with the lower body. Now, for people that can't do this or aren't doing this in their golf swing, there could be a couple of reasons. It could be just a technical thing, no one's ever told you that before, or it could be a physical thing, right? And this is a little test that I love to do. This is one of the TPI tests, and it's a pelvic rotation test. And very simply, all I want you to do is get a club, put it across your chest, and get into a 5-iron posture. And very simply, I want you to feel that you're going to keep that club as stable as you possibly can, and I want you to try and move your lower body, keeping your upper body stable. So your upper body is going to stay stable. And I just want to see if can you disassociate your lower body without the club moving with you, or you getting some kind of funny little dance going on, is can you separate the lower body from the upper body and keep the upper body stable and still? Now, if you think about it, when we're looking at the best players in the world, when they get to the very top, the upper body actually stays very stable and the lower body starts the swing. We get that separation. If you can't physically do that, well then it might be a case that it's easier for you to, everything comes together and you get that upper body motion because you can't physically separate. If you can't, I strongly recommend going onto the TPI website, finding a TPI certified professional and actually do a full body screen. Get them to do a whole fitness handicap test on you, get you to screen your entire body and find out what your physical capabilities are and what limitations could be hurting your swing. But if we were to think of that power source for a second, when I get to the top, if I was to get my lower body to start first, I was trying to think of our body, our muscles as like elastic bands, right? They stretch and they let go. If I was to imagine that my lower body is like a slingshot, say, and I actually had the handle as my lower body, and then I'm going to pull it back, and that's going to be the stretch of the upper body. When we see some of the best players in the world, when we actually rotate our hips and we stop at the top, our hips are around the sort of 45-degree mark. We hear that number all the time as our hips have turned 45 degrees. If we then look at our upper body is turned nearly 90 degrees. So what that gives us is a 45-degree separation between our lower body and our upper body. That's me pulling that band back, say 45 degrees, right? That's a nice kind of stretch. Now, if I was just to let go, it would be powerful. That would be a nice, powerful kind of motion. But what would happen if I pulled that band back and then everything went together? There would be no stretch, as if you were. It would just kind of loosen up, it was slacken, and we lose a lot of power that way. What the best players in the world do is they actually increase stretch. So when you actually get to the top of the swing, you've created that 45-degree angle. That is you pulling that band back. But if you were to get to that angle and the lower body starts first, that would be in essence you increasing that stretch. So we're taking that handle and pushing it forward, increasing that stretch, and then you let go. Then some exciting things start to happen. Then we actually get a bigger stretch, we get more power, and we can actually start enjoying some nicer shots. But the priority, first of all, is just, can you get yourself on a 3D system motion capture system? They're amazing tools to do, first of all. But actually then just focus on that initial starting position. At the very top of the swing, like I said, the first thing that moves is the lower body, then the upper body, then the lead arm, and then the club. That is the sequence that we see with the best players in the world. I strongly recommend you trying to find somebody with a 3D system to do. Check if it's the golf swing, if it's a technical problem, or actually assess the body first of all to see if it is a physical problem, if you're really struggling to do it. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please give this video a like, a thumbs up. Please share it with some friends that you feel need it. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.